Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Brian. I got something for you. Part 2 basically of Carl Miller. Now, let me describe a little bit about this guy. He's a constitutional man. He's out of the military. He has a big bone to pick with the government because they love to jack with him, but then when they jack with him, they find out, they get the rough end of the stick. So, if you remember 5 years ago, would be right when Biden took over as president. And there was some pretty sketchy stuff going on then. And, I mean, you all know about it. You know, at the border, Deutsch and all kinds of stuff was going on. And he's going to describe this to you. And he actually exposed it. And there was a lot of congressmen that was involved, and they actually stepped down. But let's listen up to him and check it out 5 years ago. Here we go.
We got to go fast here, okay, a little fast anyway. I want to thank everybody that had a part in doing the Twitter program, especially with those TNT DNR people. We are number one in the world on Twitter. We have probably 20 million people helping us now. Call in and send one message. Basically, we are the people, okay, and we want you to do the right thing and fix this mess, okay? Now, that's the message, and it goes out every hour on the hour, and 10 to 20 million people are doing it, and it goes to the White House, it goes to the Congress, it goes to the Senate, it goes to the Treasury, it goes all over. Okay?
Okay, and for those that don't know what you're talking,
yeah. They'll know by tomorrow because it's going to be in all the papers.
Okay, but for those that don't know what you're talking about right now, that
well,
are
there's a big scandal. There's a big scandal going on right now. And a bunch of congressmen got caught with their hand in the till, okay? And 87 of them have resigned, okay? Now, the bottom line is, and they got caught putting money in Swiss banks, and the Swiss bank ordered them to get their filthy money out of their bank and out of their country, okay? Now, a bunch of stuff is happening. They got caught red-handed, okay? And the bottom line is this is coming to a head, and I want your people to know they had a valuable part in this because I tried to get the message out on your program last week, and I got it out on another gentleman's program, Dave, from Texas, and we got the thing working, and it worked so good.
I'm glad you got on this call.
It worked so good we were third of the world at the Super Bowl, okay? We're now number one in the world, okay? Now, the next steps, they're going tomorrow, and they're going to go on the web page on Facebook, okay? And they're going to take those same people and tell them to call 10 of their friends and get 10 of their friends again now to call around the world on Facebook. You should pretty well put this scandal all over the world, in every newspaper and all media. Now, the most important thing about this is they basically stood up and says, we are the people. We're the ones in charge. We are the people. And we want you to do the right thing, and we're not playing. Now, evidently, some of these people seem to think, this is what I was saying, what we have here is a failure to communicate. Well, that was told by General Latham to the Ranger base, the 2nd Ranger Company in Georgia, after the cops tried to beat up their guys and ended up with a bunch of them in the hospital, okay? And so the Rangers went out on the main road outside of Fort Benning and tied artillery simulators to the cops' fenders, okay? When they took off after these hot dog kids with their fancy red cars that they bought from their re-up money, then the cops would pull out after them and then drag them out of their cars and beat them up and all this stuff. Well, all of a sudden they heard this loud whistle, and all of a sudden they heard this like a mortar coming in, and all of a sudden there was a huge bright flash on the rear fender. And after about the third or fourth explosion and flash, those were called artillery simulators to give you the idea artillery is coming in on you, the cops wiped their car out on the front big tree at Fort Benning. And of course, the next day in the front page of the Columbus Times, it had shootout at the OK Corral. And this cop was shooting a great big Georgia pine rattlesnake on the front seat of his patrol car. They dumped 8 bags full of rattlesnakes in the police motor pool. So the cops were not real happy, you see. And so General Latham, in order to restore peace, came out and said, now what we have here is a failure to communicate. Now, them boys are pretty mean. They didn't crack one smile. I'm afraid you boys play kind of rough, and somebody's going to get killed. So what we're going to do is every year we're going to have us a picnic here at Victory Pond and let the people come out from the town, have a nice picnic on the Army, and we're going to show them not to mess with you crazy fools. And every year to this date, they have a picnic at Victory Pond at Fort Benning, Georgia, and they bring the townsfolk out and they watch them. Watch the Rangers train so they know enough not to try and beat them up when they go into town. You know what I'm saying? And then we got ordered, you got to wear your Ranger jacket when you go to town. And you got to travel in 2s and 3s because these guys are going to wait for you and try and lay for you and try and cave your head in with one of them black flashlights. So use good judgment. You know what I'm saying? Now, when the guy got to court, the judge, some people got chain gangs down there. Your Honor, this airborne Ranger put 3 of my undercover narcotics officers in the hospital and ripped the door off a police car and did all kind of mayhem and went down to the jail and beat up the jail. No, that's all crock of bull. Okay? And when it got to court, that general came into court and said, I'm about ready to put this whole town off limits. Okay? Now, the problem here is failure to communicate. These abusive people always seem to think that they're going to get away with this. They always seem to think no matter what they do, you know, they're God. They can do whatever they want. Nobody's going to do nothing to them. They're the big, all-powerful, mighty what have you. Well, guess what? Today, folks, we the people, DNT, Dean Tony and the boys, Pam, got the program out, and it's all over the world. They've got about 57 countries now that are involved in this. They got these countries all coming, and they're all, like even Iraq is tweeting, we are the people from Iraq, you know, and we want this fixed right, you know, and I mean, this is all happening, and tomorrow is the big blow-up time, and they have been pulling games like they just did with the phone here and with their phones down there on the radio broadcast, and they're playing all these games. So tonight, I decided to strike like lightning and sound like thunder, which is a Ranger motto, because tomorrow they're probably not even going to beat us good up on the hair. And at 10 o'clock your time out there on the West Coast, they're supposed to start a major program with this world Facebook, okay? Well, these bankers are the ones that are pulling the switch on everything. It's all about money, okay? And their coffers are busting to the limits with these exchange rates that they've given the rich and the famous. And they're letting the rich walk right in with bags full of dinar and cash them out, but you stand right next to them and they say, oh, you're not on the list. What? What do you mean I'm not on the list? These are dinar. Cash them out for me. You just cashed that guy before me. Oh, he's on the list. Do you see this now? Do you see what's going on? And these people are allowed to put them in blind trust and send them all over the world to the Swiss bank. Well, the Swiss bank just found out about it and told them, get your damn money out of our account. We don't want you in our bank. We don't want you in our country. What you did to the American people was damnable stupid. Lousy. Now, I need a favor. Can you hear me still?
Yep, we can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
I'm asking you most kindly as a favor. These bankers don't seem to understand that we aren't playing. So we're going to send a serious message. Tomorrow, I want everybody who has a Chase Morgan or Chase Morgan Guaranteed Trust bank account or a Wells Fargo bank account to go into the bank about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I want you to take every nickel and dime out of their bank, every single nickel and dime, and tell them to have a nice day, that they'd rather have be banking somewhere else. Thank you very much. Now, please, let's do this. We need to send a message. Now, next week, I'll give you 2 or 3 more banks that have been involved in this fraud scam. You see, what they did, if you go into a bank and you sign a paper saying you want to take out a loan and you lie on that, that's a 20-year felony. Did you know that? Does everybody know that? It's a 20-year felony. You lie on a bank application for a loan, you can get 20 years, okay?
Uh-huh.
These guys went in and took this money that they claimed now they're claiming it's worthless, okay? But when they put it up for collateral on these $1 million loans they got, it was dinar, man. We're cashing it out. What? What are you talking about? That's nothing but monopoly money. I thought you said it was worthless. Now you're using it to collaterally cash in and get big loans and have them loans collect an interest, and then you hide them out in a Swiss bank account? What are you kidding me? That's what's going on, folks. Just to make a small story. If you want to get the whole story, lock on to that program, TNTDinar.com. It starts 1 o'clock, or 10 o'clock your time tomorrow morning. Okay, over there on the website.
TNT Dinar, what?
TNTDinar.com. Guy's
TNT.
name,
Like
TNT
the
Dinar.
dynamite.
These are brave people. He actually said tonight, if you can't find me tomorrow, go looking down Guantanamo.
You know, most of the people in our group don't have any money in any banks anyway.
Probably not. But you know what? I'm going to make the effort because we need to send a message to these
Sure.
bankers. Boys, we're not playing. We're not playing. Got it? I hope that sunk in because
So let me
we're
get
gonna
this
find out
straight.
we're not playing.
Let me get this straight. So what you're saying is, when it comes to the regular Joe that has dinars, he can't
Can't
cash
cash
them
them
in. But if you're on a list, you
Yep.
can cash them in at
Rich,
what?
elite, banking, connected, government, White House.
Hmm.
And I've been calling my favorite congressmen and senators and telling them, don't take it. Don't take the money. Just hand it back to them. Tell them, no, that looks to me like a bribe. I don't believe I'm going to do that.
They won't do
So
that.
far, I've saved 5 congressmen. And they said they are so glad they listened to me because they would have been in the middle of this firestorm. And now 87, as of this afternoon, 87 have resigned because they don't want to have to come before some committee and explain why they were involved in this.
Wow. It's
Now,
incredible.
is that heavy duty enough for you folks out there in TV land?
What is
this
that,
is your big
500
chance.
something more?
They're taking millions and millions. I'm telling you, some of these guys collected trillions. And see, they aren't improving the economy at all. That money is sitting in a vault someplace in a tin box, collecting dust. And they're sitting in the corner clipping their coupons, talking about, look at me, I'm rich, I'm rich. Where you people would have gone out and you would have put millions of dollars. I was going to put $2 million in the St. Jude's Hospital for the kids that got cancer. Because I've had cancer 3 times, and I know what it's like laying on them tables with all them hoses and wires and tubes in you. The bottom line is, they robbed the people, especially the people that have been in this for 7 to 10 years, waiting faithfully on every word and rumor and what have you, that when is it going to come in, when is it going to come in, and then to find out these after-the-fact jokers come in and steal the thing right out from under everybody. This is un-American. It's un-American. And there's a lot of people that are behind us with the government even. They're actually giving us documents and telling us stuff and trying to fill us in on who the bad guys are and who's responsible for all this. And then there's a lot of people around the world, in the world community. They have over 57 countries that are in support of what we're doing to stop this fraud, okay? Now, this is so important I can't tell you because this is an opportunity we have waited for a long time. And I happen to know 2 grand juries that are actually investigating this, ready to issue indictments, okay? This is a chance for us, we the people of America, to take back our country and let them know. You thought we were just a bunch of dumb bumpkins sitting over in the corner. Wrong, dog breath. Now you see, if we get organized, and Yamamoto said it best after they bombed Pearl Harbor, I fear we have awakened a sleeping giant. Bingo. Go to the head of your class, pal. And when our Marines got down there to Guadalcanal, they figured it out real quick. Well, guess what? The Marines are getting ready to land in Washington, D.C. You need to understand, we want this fixed, and we'd like you to do it the right way. And try and help America for a change. We'd really appreciate the hell out of that. Do you think you can handle the job, or is it just too big for your little intellect? My suggestion is I'd fix it. And I'd fix it by tomorrow. That soon enough for you? And I'm damn sure Banker USA out there who's been helping these guys pull this fraud off, we know exactly who you are. We're going to go right down the list. We're going to start with Chase Morgan Guarantee Trust and Wells Fargo Bank. And everybody go in there tomorrow and pull every nickel and dime out of your account. Has everybody got that? I would take that as a great personal favor. Because that's going to send a message to big bankers everywhere. Uh-oh, these people aren't playing. And they're shutting down my bank. We can't have that. And that's what we need to do. We need to send the message clear as a bell. You're not getting away with this. You better just damn well fix it. And you better do it tomorrow. I want to hear about people cashing out dinar right and left in every damn bank in the whole United States of America. Let them start understanding. You thought you'd screw with the American people? Wrong, dog breath. You don't screw with Americans. Americans are best test. When they send us, they mean business. And we're telling you, fix it. And do it tomorrow. You don't want me to come out of retirement. The last 50 years, man, is a nightmare to you. You wouldn't believe this 50 years. I'll burn your tail. You cannot believe the kind of knowledge I could transfer over one of these radio stations. I can bury you. Literally. Just to give you a little for instance, does everybody know that in every state in the Union they have no right to tax nothing? Why is that? Title 31 United States Code, Section 742 says very clearly, except as otherwise provided by law, all stocks, bonds, treasury notes, and any other obligations of the United States are exempt from state, municipal, and local taxation. This extends to every form of tax which would require that either the obligations and green things in your pocket or the interest thereon is how they do their property taxes, or both considered directly or indirectly in the computation of tax. See Memphis Bank versus State of Tennessee at L. Garner.
Now, let me be clear on this. This is actually the first video. I know on the other video I said that was the first video, but this is the first video of Carl Miller. They call him the Constitutional Man. They pissed him off, and he's exposed a lot of senators of doing some nasty things, and a lot of them stepped down. Now, this was in 21, too, when he was talking about the cops jacking with the people of the town. The military got involved and put a big old swat at them, which, I'm glad to hear that, because it's good to hear that the military actually has the people's back, where the cops have their oath to masonry and not the people. It's pretty pathetic. But I made sure I ran over that one part where it's telling you about the Article 31, Section 742, about how government cannot collect taxes. They cannot collect taxes. This is all phony. Everybody's obeying. And he made it very clear, which on the next video, it starts up from there and goes on, which I will mark that one part 2, and so on. So it's a good listen. It's very educational. I know a lot of people, the media is not going to tell you crap on this stuff. This is frontline stuff he's telling you. And the government pissed him off, and he's been in court, and he goes in there and he knows the law. He's a constitutional man. He goes in there and uses the Constitution, and when they do their little spill trying to mess you up as far as what you're talking about, he just fires right back and has more things and threatens to sue the judge even. And when you sue, he knows if he sues the judge on certain items, there's 20 years. The judge is going to get 20 years, and that's why they know not to mess with him. So, hey, subscribe and take a look at the next video. And it just continues, and it's really good stuff. It's 5 years ago when Biden was in there. A lot of bad things were happening, and he's exposed it. All right, see you. Have a great day.